here's the back seat area. Got 60/40 folding seats here in the back. You can also pull cup holders down for the back row. Down here, you've got two USB outlets and one 115 volt actual outlet with a grounding prong as well. Right here, you've got air for the back seats here, and the temperature for those is controlled with the driver's temperature. And then if you come back here, you've got an automatic liftgate here, which you can open with the key fob. And then back here, you've got the automatic folding seats. So you've got one 12 volt outlet right here. If you press these buttons, there's one for the left side and one for the right side. So we'll press the right one, and then the seat folds down. It's hitting the seat in front of it. This one may not go down because the cup holders are down, but you press the left one, and then it folds down automatically. They're kind of getting caught on the cup holder right here. So it folds automatically down like that. The gas cap's a push in. You've got a holder for the cap right there. I'm gonna turn the lights on real quick. Turn the car on so we can see the lights. We'll shut the back. Start the car. Hold this. Alright, so you got the front headlights. So you got your daytime running lights up at the top, your actual headlights right there, and then fog lights down at the bottom. Take a look at the tail lights real quick. And that's what the tail lights look like when they're illuminated. Okay, so inside the car, we're gonna look at the side view mirrors. You can hardly see it, but right about there's a little symbol that'll illuminate yellow if somebody's in your blind spot. It's a blind spot warning. We'll also beep at you and slow you down if you are have your turn signal on and you're veering towards that car that's in your blind spot. Right here, you can have two different driver profiles. So what this does is if you have it, if you can set exactly how the chair you want it, and then the side view mirrors as well. So if John wants one and then Melinda wants the other one, you'll never have to manually adjust it yourself. You can just press those whenever you get in the vehicle. Down here is pretty basic. You've got your window lock, your automatic up and down front windows, your manual down rear windows, lock, unlock. You can control the side view mirrors by left and right. Now down here you've got a lot of cool stuff. So this will change the illumination of the screens up or down. So currently it's at max, but you can turn it down to 0. We'll turn it back up to max. Makes it easier to see. Right here we have our lane keeping assist. So what this does is when it's engaged, which is typically anywhere between 35 and 40 miles an hour, if you're crossing the line on the road, whether it be dotted or solid, it'll beep at you and then correct you back into your lane so you don't cross over. That can be engaged and disengaged by pressing that button. So this button will turn on and off that blind spot monitor that I'm talking about. See how it's yellow right there? So you can turn that on or off. So this is your differential lock. So if you want it to be constantly in all-wheel drive, you press this button. Basically how the H-Track system, the H-Track all-wheel drive that Hyundai uses, when you're under 20 miles an hour, it sends the same exact amount of power to all 4 tires. Anytime over 20 miles an hour, the computer will send different amounts of power to the tires as it needs. But if you put that differential lock, it'll constantly send the same power to all tires at the same exact time. Traction controls and something you really don't need to worry about. You can turn that off by pressing that right there. If you press and hold this for about 3 to 5 seconds, it'll open the lift gate in the back. So now we're going to move to the steering wheel here. So whenever you are have your phone plugged into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can answer and hang up phone calls here. You can turn volume up with this one. You can change songs with this one. This is the in-car digital assistant. And then this will change your mode for what is playing on the radio. So it's switching between Sirius XM, FM radio, and AM radio currently by pressing the mode button. And if you're on the radio, you can use this button to change the station as well. So now we're going to move over to here. So this button right here that looks like a few different pages, let me press it real quick, will change what's displayed over here, right? So you can press this, switch between different things. You've got your driver attention warning. This is your lane keeping assist. Whenever you drive for about 10 minutes, you can display your tire pressure, and then this shows you exactly how much power is going to each tire with the H-Track all-wheel drive system. So this one is fuel economy. We have accumulated info for the vehicle, current drive info. This is a digital speedometer, so you don't have to worry about the little gauge going around. And then this is your few different drive modes, which you can engage by pressing this button here. So currently we're in comfort, which is the normal one. So sport, what sport does is it makes the vehicle put out a little bit more RPMs. You get a little bit more instant torque. It makes the braking a little bit more sensitive and the steering a little bit more sensitive. It's fun to mess around with. The smart kind of does the opposite. It's to save gas, so it puts out lower RPMs. And it's an eco mode. So then we can go back to comfort here. So up here, this is how you set your cruise. You turn this on, and then see how it says cruise right there. And then once you set it, it'll turn green. And then this is how you control your, which you have to have cruise on to be able to turn smart cruise on. But what that does is it's a radar system. So you can choose how many car lengths in front you want your car to stay behind. So say you're on the interstate going 60 miles an hour on cruise, and the car in front of you is going 55. Your car, once it hits a certain distance requirement, will slow down to 55 to match the car in front of you. And then once you get in the left lane to go around, it'll pick back up to the 60 miles an hour, which is pretty cool. So over here, you've got your headlight information. Currently it's set to auto. You can just turn to your daylight running lights on, your regular lights, and then this would be your brights. So you can push, pull, all that sort of stuff. Over here we've got your wipers. So you control the rear one with this one here. It's going on. See if you can't see. So that's got your rear one. You've got a few different modes here. So currently we can switch it to auto, which controls, it senses by a camera up in the one that uses the lane keeping assist to see how fast to go based on how hard it's raining. You have low, which makes it constantly go. And then you have fast, which makes it go really fast constantly. So we'll turn those off, make sure everything's off. All right. So now down here, this is our infotainment center here. So it's got navigation, what you're listening to, all sorts of cool stuff. Like you hit all menus. Oh, did not mean to hit that. We'll go back. So you can connect your phone. You got Android Auto. Blue Link is something I'll go over. Apple CarPlay. You've got settings, sounds of nature, which is pretty cool. You can listen to like waterfall noises and stuff like that. Your navigation. You got quiet mode, which turns off all the sound and basically, so we'll just click it real quick. Makes it so all volume levels are super quiet and sort of stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But let me, I'm going to stop this video and plug in my phone to do Apple CarPlay real quick, so bear with me. All right, so now that my phone is plugged into this middle USB port down here, I can click on Apple CarPlay. So down here, this is the main Apple CarPlay screen. So I've got Google Maps on my phone, so that's what it automatically defaults to. Apple Maps is someone that defaults for other people. But you can have your navigation here. This will be your turn-by-turn directions, and then this will be playing what music you have. But you can swipe over. I listen to a lot of podcasts, so you can click on that and then go through your podcast. Let's see which one. Yeah, so you've got some random podcasts I listen to, but then you can go back to the screen here. You've got Spotify, any sort of streaming service. Like I've got TuneIn Radio, which I listen to the Colts and IU basketball on. But that's Apple CarPlay. It's pretty cool because you can just press this, messages. So there's Jeremy, my manager you spoke to. So I can press on his name.
What do you want to say?
Testing out Apple CarPlay in the Santa Fe, exclamation point.
Your message to Jeremy says testing out Apple CarPlay in the Santa Fe. Ready to send it?
Yes.
Okay, it's sent.
So you can do that, and then you can also say, hey Siri. Oh, that doesn't want to work right now. But yeah, you can say, hey Siri, and then you can have her do different things, which is pretty cool. So you got volume up right here. This star right here, you can favorite certain things like the navigation, Sirius XM, any sort of stuff like that. Down here we have our climate control unit. You've got dual zone climate. So if you switch this off of sync, you can have high over there and then cold on the driver's side. So the left two vents will be 64 and then the right two vents will be, I think it's 82 is the highest. But those back seat vents I was talking about earlier will be connected to the 64 degree temperature. This is how you change the velocity. So you got up and down. This is how you change the mode between which one you want. You got your rear defroster. In this specific one, you've got heated seats, you've got cooled seats, and heated steering wheel for both passenger and driver side. And then you have heated for the back seats, but not cooled in the back seats. So down here, you've got two USB outlets. This middle one is how you use the Apple CarPlay. The other one's just charging. You've got a 12 volt to the left, and then you've got a wireless phone charger here. So let me unplug my phone from this real quick and set this. So now you can see my phone is charging, and then that yellow light is illuminated to let you know that it's charging. All right, so now we're gonna move to the gear shifter. Just a pretty normal gear shifter, nothing super fancy or anything like that. Then you got your drive mode selects here. This is your electronic parking brake. Auto hold or auto on off is right there. You can toggle that. Auto hold holds your brakes for you. Some people like it, some people don't. That's something I can explain to you how it works a little bit more in depth later. This is how you use your parking camera after you've been in gear. So you can see if there's somebody walking up behind you. It's pretty much just a safety feature. This is your parking sensor. So if you're getting too close to an object, it'll beep at you. But if you want to turn that off, you can toggle it on and off with this. One thing I did not do yet is I want to show you the cameras it has, right? So first I'm going to do drive. Oh, maybe I have to get in park first. All right, so we'll go in reverse here. All right, so one cool thing is whenever you go in reverse, the side view mirrors angle down so you can see lines. We've got a trajectory-based parking guidelines, so you can see where you're going to park on both sides. So it'll show you where it thinks your wheels are going to hit. So if I were to reverse right now, it thinks my wheel's going to go into that snow. This red line means you're about 2 feet away from an object. Now you've got some different camera modes you can select here. So you can hit boom. So this is just a wide angle. You've got your left mirror here, your right view, your right mirror here. And then this is like an above view, which is pretty cool. So this is like looking down on your back bumper. You can see that there's a license plate frame right there. And then you have a trajectory line there as well. Now one thing I did want to show you, if I can do that real quick, is you have turn signal blind spots here. So whenever you have your turn signal on, that's the left mirror. And you've got a right one over there. You can see that new 2021 Elantra, pretty good in that one right there. So let's see if we go to drive. So now this is a front camera. So this is showing what's in front of me. So you've got the garage door there, the garage door there. Then you also have the trajectory lines now going forward on this side. So then you can click on this one, and it's just a huge front one. You got front left and then front right. So that's the parking camera, which is pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of the blind spot mirrors and then the 360 camera. I'm gonna go over BlueLink in a separate video here in a second. And then some of the other stuff you kind of get with the vehicle, all right? All right, I realized I forgot to do the heads-up display. It's kind of hard to see on the screen here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change some of the settings and then try to find it again. But you can change the settings of the heads-up display by going through these menus, hitting heads-up display. You can change the height, the rotation, the brightness. I think most of it's set to pretty high, but you can change it, and that will also change with the settings there. So when you switch between drivers, you can go between there. You can have your turn-by-turn directions in there. That's through the built-in nav, not through the Apple CarPlay nav. Traffic info, your drive assist info, so to let you know if your lane keeping assist is on. You got your blind spot safety in there as well. That's defaulted to off, but you can turn on. And this stuff can't come on the screen unless it's actually in there. So whenever I show you, it'll change. But it's currently set to large. You can make it smaller. You can change it color. White is kind of difficult to see at night. It's a little bright. So some people will change it to orange. Where'd it go? So there's orange for a second. Sorry, it's kind of hard. And then we got green, and then a little bit of a green illumination. So you can switch the color. I'm going to switch it back to white real quick. All right. And then you can turn it off by pressing that right there. I also forgot to mention the panoramic roof and the side rails and the cross rails that you get on this model. So this is one of the last few things I wanted to go over here. So some of the stuff you get with Hyundai's warranties is you get 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on new vehicles. And then you get 5 years, 60,000 basic coverage. You also get 3 years, 36,000 complimentary maintenance, which for you folks, it has a turbo engine. So you would get services at 6,000, 12,000, and 18,000 miles. Those are included. Any other oil changes before then or after then are not included, but you get your 30,000 mile maintenance for free. And then I'll give you all this information as well. But you get Blue Link, which I'm going to try to do on my phone here for you. So you get a 3-year subscription to Blue Link for free. And basically what Blue Link is it's an app that you can download that you can remote start your vehicle. So let's say your PIN code's 1111. And then now you can start your vehicle. You can also lock and unlock your vehicle from the device. Anywhere that you are at. So if you are in Florida and your car is in Indiana and you forgot to lock it, you can hit remote lock. You can also see statuses, like when it thinks you're going to need a new oil change. You can also see where your car is via a map. So if you get lost in a parking lot and can't find your car, you can find it with this app as well. It's pretty cool. You can control the interior temperature before you even get in the vehicle. So if it's a cold day and you left your temperature to cold on the inside, you can turn it to high heat and all that cool stuff just from the app. So if you guys have any other questions after you're done watching this video, if I missed anything, please let me know and I will get that to you as fast as I can. All right, have a great day.